All right, so work with me here, everyone. I got this camera on. I got this light. It's not going to be too bright of a video, but I have to make this video before I go any further on this platform. I have to make this video. It's something that needs done because the further that I go and I hold it in or I don't talk about it, I already know for myself how things turn out for me when I do that. And I am always looking at my own mirror. I am always looking at myself. I am always observing myself. I'm going to make this a little brighter because I know how it's going to show up on the video, because if it's not real bright, it doesn't show up bright. I don't know why 60 frames per second does that, but it does. But yeah, the reason that I'm making this video is because I've been doing videos for 4 years on YouTube, and yes, I have been putting it out there raw. I have been putting it out there. I've been being honest about everything. This is the way that I cope in life, and this is a coping channel because that's all that we can all do, whether we're in denial of that or not. I can't help those who are in denial of things. I can't make anybody see what they don't want to see or don't make the choice to see. So what am I saying here? What I'm saying here is the reason that I made a Patreon for people that are looking for raw, real, unedited things where I can get into topics and I don't have to worry about a barrage of people that are on the internet that are just there to scorn and judge and criticize, and they bring that negativity with them to platforms, and it's kind of like a cancer that spreads. It's thinking cancer. It's conditioned cancer. It is that's why I'm spreading this awareness, because I know that a lot of the world does not see what is really going on here. A lot of the world, a majority of the world, is absolutely blind to what they are under the spell of. They don't even recognize that they're under a spell, most people. And I am a spell breaker. I am someone that is going to decondition the mind, because it is the only way that we are going to free what we've been conditioned by. And I know the volume might not be great either. I bought a microphone. See, this is how things always go for me. When I am doing what I need to do and I'm being honest and I'm doing what needs to get done and I'm spreading the word to people, something always goes wrong. There's always something to happen or get in the way. And I bought a shotgun mic and it's faulty. It doesn't work or something. And, you know, this is why anytime I'm asking for donations or anything like that, those are literally going towards microphones and gear and equipment so that I can spread the word to people. It's going towards the craft. It's not going towards me going to the movies or me, just spending money on irrelevant things to put on for other conditioned beings. You see, this is where the separation has got to be made. This is where the people that come on Patreon, I'm going to be talking about things that I necessarily might not get into on YouTube, because I realize that there are a lot of people that can just not handle the brutal truth of reality. They're in denial. They live in denial. They buy into BS. They buy BS They live by BS, and I have no time for it anymore. I am dead to the thinking, the conditioned thinking of the world. I am dead to, and I have died from a long time ago. It's just I finally got to the realization that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I don't want to do anything else because there's nothing else to do. Once you break away from that thinking and you see how the reason people have most of the problems, damn near all of the problems they have, and this is what they don't see. It comes from their conditioning. It comes from what we have been told ever since we came out the womb, and we're still going by most of those things. And see, I will upload this to YouTube. I will upload this to YouTube, and I will still be uploading videos. But I can't keep putting in my knowledge, my time, my effort, my life into something and I'm not getting anything back. I just can't keep doing that. That's stupid to go my whole life and not get anything in return. And this is where the people that appreciate this content, the people that appreciate a craft, people that appreciate the brutal, honest truth, people that appreciate their own time, people that appreciate people that don't bullshit them, those are the people that will come onto my Patreon because they're not playing these games. They're not bullshitting themselves. They're not putting on this thing for the world anymore. You see, it's time to break away from the world, the conditioned world and how it thinks. And if people can't handle that, this is going to be a counterproductive platform. It's just going to be counterproductive for people. Now, whoever's here, they're here. And I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be spreading what I'm spreading if I wasn't willing to be open to everybody. But see, the reason that I'm doing the Patreon is because that is where I can put everything I am into that. I can do what I do. I can cope how I cope. I can do my therapy without having to hear others' criticism and their negativity and the things going on in their lives. That's not for me to handle. That's for everybody to look in the mirror at themselves and to ask themselves the things they need to. See, it's like this. If you are somebody, the people that have a lot of questions, that means that they don't know things. And a lot of people, they don't look into nothing. They don't do anything. They sit around and all they do is blame. All they do is judge. All they do is point the finger at others. All they do is they are looking for a free, something for free. They're looking for someone to give them something all the time, and they block themselves off if you don't have something to tell to their conditioned minds. You see? And then I'm losing train of thought of what I'm saying because sometimes, you know, like I said, these videos are raw and unedited, you see? And I'm willing to have hiccups. It doesn't matter. You see, I got to let those things go. You see, what we have here is We have a pride problem. We have an ego problem. We have a problem that we are so self-absorbed. There is nobody hardly out there that sacrifices their time, their energy, their knowledge, their effort into actually doing something and giving something. And then people will go, well, what are you giving? What are you doing? Where are you going with all of these things? I'm not going anywhere. I'm here and I'm coping right now. This is my cope. This is my therapy. You see, I'm not running away from my problems. I'm not hiding my problems. I'm not in denial of the problems that is going on this earth. You see, and this is, all of us talk about how we don't want to suffer, how we're tired of living a certain way. We're tired of going through this. We had enough of this. All these things that we say, but then I ask people, what are we doing to create our own utopian? And when I say utopian, I mean the utopian in here. And when you have it up here, then we can put into action what we do in the world, you see. But if we don't have it up here, if there's nobody spreading the awareness and we're not hearing it up here, and it's not going through this thick shell of pride and conditioning and all of these things, if it doesn't get through that, see, we've got to be willing to let our pride down to learn. We've got to be willing to say we are wrong or we did wrong or we are in denial before we can get out of that and do something about those things. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen and we're going to remain there. And a majority of the world wants to remain in that kind of thinking. They do not want to change. They don't want to deal with stuff. So this is what they do. They run, they hide, they put on the mask. They go by all the conditioning in their mind. They're watching the TV, the news, other social media platforms. See, I just wrote in my notebook, social media should be a tool, not a weapon. Social media should be a tool, not a weapon to break each other down, to gossip about one another, to criticize each other without even understanding what we're saying sometimes. We just blurt whatever comes to our mind because we might not know. And see, the things that we don't understand, those are the things that we are in fear of because we don't understand those things for ourselves. And this is something that everybody has got to understand about my platform. Anything that I am telling you, I have literally told myself thousands and thousands, if not millions of times before. That's what I'm saying. This is old news. This is graveyard stuff. This is been there, done that, seen it, heard it, everything that anyone can possibly think of. And that's why I run a channel, because I know what I am saying. I have been there and done it. I have looked into these things for myself. I have studied these things for myself. A therapist gets paid for sitting with someone for an hour, a hefty sum, a hefty allowance. I get paid nothing for speaking something that is more relevant than what they are ever going to tell you. And I know people give donations once in a while, and this is not guilt tripping any of y'all. This is not guilt tripping. Like I said, those who appreciate real shit, those who appreciate quality people, quality things, those who resonate with a real, authentic, genuine, earthly energy, those are the people that will support my platform. Those are the people that will stick around through thick and thin. Those are the people that are not running from themselves, that are facing themselves, that are looking into things for themselves, that are being honest with themselves, that are considering their position in the world. You see, whether you believe this or not, we all screamed crucify. We all sacrificed Jesus Christ on the cross. Every single one of us. We are all hypocrites here. Every single one of us. And that's including me. I am Peter. I have denied things that was something that I needed to understand, and I spit on it. I mocked it. I made fun of it. I criticized it. I did everything I could do to it, and I just realized it was me doing that to myself. Now, see, are your parents teaching you this? Do your parents care enough about you to tell you these things? Do your friends care about you enough to tell you this? Do the streets care about you enough to tell you this? Does the world care about you enough to tell you this? See, they're not willing to sacrifice anything for anything. And what a shame that is when we just live our lives completely oblivious to everything ignorant. We take no accountability for ourselves. There's nobody holding us accountable. See, when you come on my Patreon, when you come on somewhere where I'm putting my life into it, my art, my craft, my knowledge, my energy, see, it's very hard to say this how I need this to get across. I'm not going to say it because that would take a whole series for me to do a video about that. But if we can't look at each other and say, that is my reflection, that is what I want to be, that's what I need to be, but we're not emulating one another. You see, if I can't look at someone else and say, I can discern that I'm looking at someone that understands what I do, then I'm gone. I'm gone from that person. I'm gone from the way they think. I'm gone from that mentality. You know, when I go out, every time I go out in the streets and I hear these cars bumping this foolishness that they bump, this message that they play in the music that I want nothing to do with, absolutely nothing. I mean, are we listening? Are we hearing what these men and women are telling us? Are we hearing? Are we listening? See, we're under a pride, agenda, ego, spell. We're under a spell. And the spell must be broken for us to get this. It has to get through that spell. If it doesn't get through, then this is going to be counterproductive for those that are still going by the agenda, by the conditioning, by all of those things. They're living by they're living by this pride thing, this I'm going to do what I have to do to step on people. I'm better than people. You see, it's a message of it does nothing for no one. It's completely counterproductive. It's a message of violence. It's a message of look how big and bad I am and how weak and pathetic you are. I don't want to be around anybody like that. I don't want to be around people that are just constantly comparing themselves to other people. They're constantly looking at others and projecting all of what they're not dealing with. You see, this is something that we've got to do first. This is why we might not understand this. This is why people might not be resonating with these words, because nobody's telling you these words. You see, everybody's hiding. Everybody's putting on. They lied to you. They lied to you. Lied to you. Lied to you. Lied to you. It's breaking the spell of the lie and facing up to reality. It's getting out of the denial. It's getting real with things. It's seeing behind the veil of the smoke screens that people that are still conditioned, people that are still pushing the agenda pushers, the people that are not looking into this for themselves. This is what they're believing. And then when someone like me says these things, it doesn't penetrate because all of that is put up in front of the person. They can't see past this. They cannot see past the agenda, the masks and facades, the BS, the conditioning that we all been conditioned with, the indoctrination, the TV, social media, all these things. And see, this is what these words are meant to do, is to break that away from people. And people go, well, I don't really want to do that. What else am I going to do? See, this is how crazy it is. This is how crazy it is. It's so crazy once you realize this. It is so nuts. It's so crazy when you see behind everything. I don't even know where else to go with it, because the words speak for themselves. You see, I don't even need to keep explaining what I mean. It's either penetrating and it's getting to that part of the mind that people never heard. It's foreign. People don't understand it. It's gonna scare people. You're gonna think this guy is scaring me. This guy is, I don't know what to think about this guy. This guy's crazy. This guy's this. This guy's that. This guy's all of these things. And we don't even realize what we're doing is we're speaking about ourselves. We are all the ones yelling, crucify, 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 because we don't understand what we're doing. And that's why people yell crucify, because they're in fear of what they don't understand, but they don't realize that it's the truth. The way, the truth, and the life. Whether you believe it or not, is Jesus Christ. That is the way, the truth, the life. And I am just a man coping honestly with the world. I'm not hiding myself anymore. I'm not hidden away. I am not ashamed of what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is the truth, and the truth shall set you free from yourself. Do you see? The world's thinking has got you and I in bondage to ourselves. This is why we're so self-absorbed. It's all about me. What can you give me? What do you have to give to me? That's the wrong kind of thinking. It shouldn't be about you. It should be about sacrificing everything you know to tell other people. It should be about sacrificing what you've been through so that another brother and sister doesn't have to go through that. And why are we running from this energy? Why do we keep doing that? Because we're addicted to the conditioning. We're addicted to the worldly things. We're addicted to the agendas. We're addicted to the violence. We're addicted to everything that you can think of that gives us a quick fix that you see on social media. We're addicted to those things. See, you might think I'm one of them people that just goes anywhere and believes anything and I'm a part of anything. I haven't watched TV for 8 years. 8 years I haven't watched TV, and I never am going to watch it again. I have not the littlest thing in me to go and watch TV. Now, I won't lie. I watch clips of things on YouTube, but I don't listen to the agenda. I don't listen to all that conditioned nonsense, all that conditioned BS that a majority of people are stuffing in our minds day by day by day by day. And what are these people doing for you? What are they doing for you? But you would think I'm saying, come this way because this is the thing. Yes, that's what I'm saying, but at the same time, I am not the one. I don't matter anymore. I'm simply a vessel. I'm simply someone speaking words, coping. None of those things mean anything anymore. You're dead to those things. This is what I mean by being dead in Jesus Christ. This is what I mean by being dead. It doesn't mean that I'm going to turn into this perfect person. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be a human being. It doesn't mean that them things. And how many people are looking into these things for themselves? How many people are looking into this kind of stuff is my question to ask people. You see, there's a lot of people out here playing games with you. They're playing games with you. They're tricking you. They're literally have you on puppet strings and they're going la 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 and telling you all these things, moving you around, making you buy into the bullshit. And if that it can't get through, see, we have to realize how addicted we have become to these things in order to get away from, get rid of, stop living by, and doing whatever we're doing. You see, there has to be a complete change of paradigm. There has got to be a total transitioning from that to this, the word that is being spoke. And then when that can only happen, though, by understanding the neutrality of everything, too. It is understanding that everything is on one coin here. The light, the dark. See, it's so deep. It's so deep that I can't even explain it to you in a video. That's how deep it is. That's how deep the true word of understanding is, that no human being can get it across to you in a video, because that's how deep it is. I can't even do it. Now, if we're not on that, you see, if we're not on that, what are we doing? Now, I can tell you all the things that we will do, but do I really need to do that? See, we should know this for ourselves. And if we know it, what are we doing about it? What are we doing to change it? With no confrontation, there is no change. And see, this is what most of the world is doing. They are so self-absorbed. They are so enticed by and under the spell of social media, TV, what others think, that it cannot penetrate. It cannot penetrate, because those things have been keeping us addicted for so long. We have heard it so many times, over and over and over. Just like what Adolf Hitler wrote when he was the dictator of Nazi Germany. He said, if you tell the masses a lie long enough, eventually they will believe the lie. If you tell the masses a lie long enough, they will believe the lie. And look what he did to an entire nation, an entire people. That should say everything to us as individuals. Everything. Because we are the people that are being led and indoctrinated and falling under the spells of wicked, corrupt men that don't understand. And it keeps going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. Nobody's doing anything to take the battery out. Nobody's confronting the pink fluffy rabbit. Nobody's doing any of that. And we've got to be stirred up. There has got to be a witness that is speaking the things that they have witnessed. They have got to witness what they've witnessed. There can't be no witnessing if someone has not witnessed. So why do we run away from that which is deep? Why do we run away from real understanding? Why do we run away from something that is the core of knowledge, that is the thing that we can cope together with, that we can actually say, this is where it is at. This is where I belong. You see, who is creating their own utopian? Who is putting in the time, the energy, the effort through word? See, right now, this is a word revolution. I don't have the necessary resources to do what I know I want to do and I'm going to do. I just don't have it right now. But that doesn't mean that I can't speak it in the meantime. It doesn't mean that I'm just going to sit in a room and do nothing about nothing. What is that doing for any of us? And then we use every excuse in the book to stay in denial, to stay right where we're at, and we're paralyzed. We're literally paralyzed in our own self-absorption. Now, if that's not getting through, then there's nothing that's going to get through. There's absolutely nothing that's going to get through. Nothing. Because no one else out here is going to tell you this. And if you need to keep hearing content like this, I'm not even going to say want. Want is not even the word. If you need to keep hearing content like this, go on the Patreon and give what you can. It's every month. You know, come on. How many coffees do we buy a day? How many times do we go to Family Dollar a month? How many times do we spend money on things that we probably don't even need? I mean, come on. You see, I appreciate my time. I appreciate the life that I still do have. I appreciate that I am taking accountability, that I am looking into things, that I am being honest with myself and others alike, and I have nothing to hide no more. I'm not hiding behind jargon. I'm not hiding behind the agendas and the conditioning and the indoctrinations and all those things. I'm not hiding behind none of that stuff no more. And this is the revolution that I'm speaking of. This is what it means. Now, whether people agree or disagree, I can't do anything about that. I can't do nothing about that. I am only one vessel, even though I know that we're all one and all in one, non-duality. I know that nothing's really separate. It's just the thought is separate. Us comparing ourselves to everybody is separate. Us doing all of these things is separate, you see? And that's what they want us to do. They want it to be me versus you, us versus them. I'm on this side and not on that side. I'm a black pillar, you're a blue pillar. I'm this, you're that. I'm better than, they're worse than. This is what they want us to do. And there's no freedom. There's no freedom there. This is freedom. This is freedom. This is freedom. See, if you know that for yourself, you can proclaim that for yourself. And I don't mean, I'm not talking about things that go on in life all the time. I'm not talking about the things we cope with. I'm talking about the thought. I'm talking about the way we think. I'm talking about getting rid of all that conditioning that does nothing for us. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm referring to. And to see if we don't have that discernment, then we're not going to understand. A lack of knowledge destroys the people. Spread the awareness, spread the revolution. I'm out, y'all.